Okay, so welcome to the Gyminist podcast, guys. So I've got Uzzi. I kind of roped him into this as well because we just had a little link up first, talking business, talking about ambitions, goals, and what we can do. And I thought, you know what, whilst I've got everything here, we might as well do a quick 20-30 minute podcast just to gain more insight into what he does, and you can get a bit of insight from me as well. Yeah. So I really hope you enjoy this podcast, and let's get stuck in with it. So thank you for joining, first of all. You're my first contestant on this year. I'm so glad that we've finally been able to get this pushing moving. So
it's a pleasure.
So I've got this sheet of paper here. I've got a few questions to ask you.
Yeah.
So just ask them if you want to take 5 minutes on each question. I do not mind.
Yeah.
Like, I know you've got plenty of value to offer.
Yeah.
So I really want you to go deep into this. So, who are you and what do you do?
So my name's Usman.
Yeah.
Usman Uzzi Aslam on Instagram. I think a lot of people know me through there. I'm a personal trainer and an online fitness coach.
Where are you personal trainer?
I'm personal training at NRG Gym for over a year, and now I've sort of kind of moved that from personal training to online coaching now.
And do you do that full time?
Currently it's a part-time job.
You got a full-time job as well?
I do have a full-time job, yeah.
Oh, what do you do full-time? That's interesting.
I'm a project manager at an engineering company, so I manage automation projects.
And you manage automation, what does that involve?
So I'm a project manager in an engineering company. Our company struggled with manual welding, so they brought me in. I'm the guy who brings in robots to the company, and basically the robots do all the welding. So products come out more precise, they come out more accurate, and quality is better, and there's no downtime.
Okay, so it's all automated kind of thing then, so you bring the automation. Do you set up the automation as well then, everything like that?
Yeah, so I basically go out, research the company, find out which company suits our sort of welding areas, and then from there bring them in and manage the whole project overall as a turnkey project.
And have you done the welding yourself as well?
I've not personally done the welding myself, no, but we've got experienced welders that are obviously been doing it for quite a while, and even they sort of struggle with quality, so that's where all this automation comes in. They basically, the robot makes precise parts every single time, and that's what.
So you're basically like the self-checkout service in Tesco's and Asda for welding, are you? Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So have you taken a lot away from the job that you're doing into the online coaching PT space?
100%. I think project management it basically suits everything around us. So when I've got clients, I'm managing a client, I'm managing a project. It's very similar. I've got to take everything into perspective from the start of the project to the finish of the project. So everything in life sort of kind of you have to manage.
So you've got like a structure. So with online coaching, so do you do like your week one kind of phase one kind of thing, phase two, phase two? So what is it you do in the online coaching PT space? So do you do one-to-ones as well? Yeah,
so one-to-one personal training, so that's one-to-one sessions. We can do what we can do for a month, we can do 2 months or 3 months depending on the client's goal. I obviously go through them in depth, what they do and how we can obviously achieve these goals. If that's one-to-one, but online coaching is a bit more detailed. I structure our diet plan for them, structure our meal plan for them, and a workout plan. Every week I check in with the clients and say, okay, what have we done so far? Where have we got to? What's the progress? Look at their weights, look at how they're feeling, what exercises they've done.
So what was your best transformation like? Who's the one that's really stood out to you in terms of progressing?
I've got quite a few clients actually.
But what was your main one? What's the one that you look back at and think, right, I have smashed this job. I'm so thankful that they came to me and they're thankful that they came to you.
One of my biggest ones, I think, was at NRG Gym. This is when I was physically training someone on one-to-one sessions. It was a woman who came up to me and said, I'm struggling to lose weight, and if I don't lose weight, I can't get pregnant. And
really?
Yeah.
So how does that affect pregnancy then?
So you know what? I don't know too much about this, but
explain what you know, because obviously there's a huge transformation coming.
So a lot of imbalances in the woman's body. She was struggling with stress, anxiety, and that kept on sort of piling on the weight over years. And she was physically seeing a lot of differences in her body, mentally, and obviously unbalancing of the hormones. So yes, she came to me, she's struggling to lose weight, and within 6 months, I helped her sort of lose a lot of weight, gain more confidence in herself.
How much weight did she lose?
About 12 kilos.
12 kilos in 6 months?
You know what? That's a fat lie. Sorry, it wasn't 12 kilos. It was like 8 or 9 kilos, but it wasn't just weight. No. It was 12 kilos.
Okay, so that's a lie. That wasn't a lie.
No, it wasn't a lie. It was 12
that's
kilos.
huge though. So she lost 12 kilos.
She lost 12 kilos, yeah.
Was she able to get pregnant after then?
You know what? The message that I got from her, so we finished our 6 months course, and at that point she had another assessment, and she dropped me a message on WhatsApp saying, Alhamdulillah, I've finally been able to get pregnant. And she was just over the moon.
And where is she
excited. Now? She's just had a baby.
Alhamdulillah. See what I mean? This is the power, this is the true power of online coaching and PCing, because people don't realize how much we make a difference and how your stress levels, your hormone levels, your weight can truly affect what your body goes through on a daily basis. It's very important to realize this. So that's fantastic. That's astonishing.
That was, I think, one of my biggest achievements, especially as a coach. Getting that message, I was just over the moon. I was so happy for her. And obviously, even till this day, she just drops me a message. I hope you're well. Once, obviously, she's gone through the stage, she's going to come back to me with a few more sessions, and sort of get back into fitness. So yeah, I think massive difference.
That's amazing. So that begs the question: it's like, why did you actually get into training yourself? Because you've smashed it with this transformation. You've said you've got more. We'll touch on that. Yeah. But why did you actually join the gym then?
So me, I started the gym as a really, really skinny, insecure guy.
Same.
That's it. I think that's with a lot of us. I used to watch a lot of Bollywood films, I'll be honest. I used to watch a lot of Bollywood films, and obviously a lot of actors there had all these amazing bodies. And it's just something I looked over, and I was like, wow, imagine me being in that position.
Who did you look up to the most in the Bollywood actors?
Salman Khan at that time, I think.
Salman Khan.
Around early 2000s.
Mine was Hrithik Roshan.
Yeah, exactly.
I seen him in that, and I was like, oh my God, but Salman Khan's a very good shout as well.
Exactly. I think you just look up to these people without realizing, like, you can actually do this. So finished my GCSEs, my last exam I finished, and I was like, that's it, now I need to go to the gym. I've got 2 months off before I start college. I need to get to the gym. Going to the gym with one of my friends, O'Neil Malik. Shout out to O'Neil Malik, the GOAT.
Shout out to you, man.
He got me into training. He was already sort of in the gym for about a year or so he knew what he was doing. I joined Iron Athlete Gym, a very famous gym in Sheffield. I think a lot of people have heard about that gym.
One of the most famous, yeah. They've transitioned to Ultraflex, by the way, in Rotherham. So it started from Iron Athlete, they went into Rotherham Ultraflex, and Ultraflex has become one of the most globally well-known gyms in the world as well. People will come flying from different countries just to train Ultraflex. Quick shout out to Ultraflex. Sorry, carry on.
No worries. So joined that gym, really skinny. I just needed to sort of bulk up, and I got to sort of working out, training, but my diet wasn't on point. I was seeing some results, but there was a guy called Mr. T. I don't know if you've heard of him, bodybuilder.
What, the takeaway?
No, not the takeaway. Bodybuilder.
Could do with a beggar right now, but I'm dieting.
Yeah, so Mr. T, he came into the gym, and this guy was the biggest guy I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
Ridiculously big, and he made a new protein powder called Mr. T's protein powder. And I was like, fucking hell, what's this? Is this a magic pill? I got into the bulking from there. I bulked up for over 2 years. All I wanted to do was just get big. There was no other way. I just needed to put on strength, put on size. That's all I wanted. Within the first 2 to 3 months, I noticed massive differences. First time I actually thought, wow, I'm doing really well.
So was that from the protein powder that you?
It wasn't just the protein powder, but it was a lot of obviously trying to bulk up, overeating, sort of kind of getting mad, because I was someone who's always into sports, cricket, football, rugby, everything, you name it. I was playing it, doing it. So
you come from a really athletic background as well.
Exactly. So it was very difficult for me to put on weight, because I was sort of spending all this energy elsewhere in football, etc. So that's when I started to take my bulk on seriously. So first time I went back to school to collect my certificates. So they called everyone in and were like, okay, you need to collect your certificates for your GCSEs. Went there, and And people have seen me now after 3 months, and they're like, "Whoa, what's happened to you?" And I was like, "Wait, what? What's
One
happened?"
of the best feelings as well is when someone notices a change, even though you don't see it yourself as well.
And that wasn't just one person; it was pretty much my whole year. My teachers, everyone's like, "Oh, you've been working out, you've been training."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I've been training, but I couldn't personally see massive differences because I see myself every day."
Yeah.
And once I saw that, I was like, "Whoa, people are actually noticing me now." From there, I think it's just become an addiction. Every single day gym, it was just without a doubt, whether I was studying, whether I wasn't, whether I was on holiday, whatever I was doing, I made sure I was hitting gym, bulked up, then obviously got leaner. And yeah, from there, it's just been my lifestyle.
Okay, so you're working a full-time job.
Yeah.
And you're doing your online coaching and Pete's one-to-one sessions all in person. And you're training yourself as well. Like how do you, and you're married as well, bear in mind.
Yeah, I'm just recently got married.
So alhamdulillah to that, mashallah to that, man. Inshallah you have a long-lasting marriage.
I mean.
Like how do you manage to fit all that in? Because I can understand that your missus isn't too happy with you training all the time, and you've got your online coaching business, and you're working full-time as well. Like, how do you actually fit all that in and try and maintain that work-life, love-life kind of balance?
Yeah. I think it's trial and error. I think you got to understand, you got to give time to your family, your friends, gym, and obviously your 9-to-5 job as well. I think it's all about balance. Well, when you're in 9-to-5, you know you're in there. You can't do anything else. Soon as I finish my 9-to-5, I know I've got an hour or two in the gym.
Yeah.
I try to plan everything out. I take my wife out every weekend or every 2 weekends, so I know for a fact we've got time with each other there. Currently, obviously, I'm still living very close to my family, so I still get to see him around.
Family is very, very important as well. You need to be very close to family for a long time. So inshallah, they have a long life as well.
Inshallah, thank you. Yeah, so it's just about just sitting down and just planning your days out. I have a set routine. Everything I do is to a structure. Whether I'm eating, whether I'm sleeping, whether I'm at work, everything's all planned out. So I do give time to my clients, online clients, my one-to-one clients as well, and family as well.
So what does your daily routine look like then? You said you've got a structure. What does it actually look like? Do you go gym in the morning or in the evening?
So early start, 7:30 I start in the morning. 7:30 till 4:30 I'm at work. Straight after 4:30 I'm at the gym. So I get to the gym around 5 o'clock. Do about 2 hours in the gym. That includes cardio now, so I'm sort of kind of upping it a bit to 2 hours.
Well, are you dieting? Are you on the process of leaning?
Yeah, I'm trying to cut down now. I think it's been quite a while, 2-3 years since I've been lean. So I'm just trying to drop my body fat levels to obviously stay shredded now.
How long have you got for that now? How long have you got left?
I've got about 40 days. So.
Well, have you got something planned in 40 days?
Hopefully a nice holiday.
Inshallah. So that's what it is. When you want to get in shape, you have to. And I hope you're like preaching this to your clients as well. If you've got a holiday coming up, you need to be in. Ideally, to feel the best as well, you want to be in the best shape of your life.
You always want to look good on holiday. I think everyone's been on holiday where they've gone, they've enjoyed it, but then they've gone back and looked at the pictures and thought,
I've been one of them.
I didn't look great there, or I could have looked better. And
2023, I went Turkey, and I thought I looked good because bear in mind I'd never been heavy before. So I got to about 15 stone. And I felt good in clothes. I felt really good, really powerful, strong, and I felt bulky. And I was like, I like being this shape. And then I look back at the photos.
It's a different feeling.
It was like different. I look big, but I wasn't happy with how it looked. So from 2023 to 2024, I made like a drastic change. I was like, right, that's it. I'm done with bulking. COVID time was over as well. I put a lot of weight on then, weight that I wanted as well. And then I thought, right, I need to diet down. So I spent about a good year sort of dieting down for about 3 months and then maintained. And then I had a holiday coming up again to Marmaris, Turkey, lovely place. And I thought I need to be in the best shape of my life. So I got lean. I lost about 20 kilos from 2023 to 2024. And I'm telling you, it was the best decision I made was getting into that.
Crazy.
So hopefully you achieve that peak condition as well.
That's it. I think I've seen that transformation is done. And I think obviously I've seen you, followed your Instagram for a long time now. That sort of level of leanness needs so much work. And so I understand where you're coming from.
Jazakallah. Bro, we have to, and I hope that you can do the same thing.
That's it. That's the goal. I mean, once you see someone who's obviously attained a physique to a certain level, you sort of have respect for, massive respect for. So I appreciate you a lot.
So are you planning to get that lean?
I am trying. I'll see if I can get that lean.
No. I don't want to hear I'll see. I want you to say, yes, I am planning to get leaner than that, and I'm planning to look my best.
I'll keep you guys updated on that.
Yeah. Are you on track?
Right now, I am on track. Currently weighed in at 74.6 kg. That's quite
10 kilos less than what I am right now. That is ridiculous.
Quite light, indeed. Yeah. I think I was up at around 80, sort of hovering around 80 for quite a while.
Yeah.
Got leaner, got to about 75, and now I'm starting to see that real sort of kind of all that fat disappearing. So now I'm getting to that level. So hopefully another 2 kilos, and I should be lean in the next.
So are you like tracking your own progress? Like, are you taking the progress pictures week in, week out, and tracking your weight, and obviously tracking your macros with the cardio and everything like that?
So exactly what I do with all my clients. I track it. I track my progression pictures. I track my weight. I track my macros. I just every week I sit down again. And I'm like, okay, this was the goal. Have I reached it? No. What do I need to do? I review the week back and say, okay, well, this day I probably had too much carbs, or I didn't get my steps in, or if I didn't have enough cardio for a certain reason.
So what advice have you got for people that have problems adhering to the plan? Like maybe they'll have 1 or 2 off days, and then because they have 1 or 2 off days, they end up going completely off plan. Like I've had clients like that as well. I kind of know what to say to them. What advice have you got to give to them?
I think 1 or 2 days is nothing. I think I don't let my clients slack more than 1 or 2 days. I make sure I'm belling their line, or I'm emailing them, I'm texting them on the app, and making sure they're back on track. But I think 1 or 2 days is very healthy to go off track, just because your body needs a bit of a rest, your body needs a bit of recovery.
So you mean like a refeed kind of thing then?
Exactly, yeah. So like in bodybuilding, once you get into a certain point of leanness, you need a refeed day, 1 day where you're sort of upping your carbs again, just to get your body kind of back to its normal state, and then after you can start losing fat again. So I don't mind my clients getting into that routine of messing up 1 or 2 days, and I actually sort of push that quite a lot. So I say once a week, if you're doing really well, you can have a cheat meal and sort of kind of reward yourself, and sort of go back into that phase again, because if you're in 1 or 2 months of strict diet, strict cardio, etc., it does make a massive toll on you, especially on your mental health. So
yes, it does. The stress levels are definitely getting higher, but that's where I think sleep really makes a massive 100%. Difference. And obviously there's supplements that you can take out there. Like for me personally, ashwagandha was a big help for lowering the stress levels, and magnesium at night as well. Before bed, them 2 were game changers. I was able to get enough sleep. I was able to get healthy sleep, deep sleep as well, which is very necessary.
It's needed,
I think,
especially
if you wanted to achieve anything in life.
Exactly.
With the low calories, the high stress levels, I think the sleep is ultimately, if you fail on that, you're going to be retaining that water weight.
100%.
The stress levels are high. Your body's just going to go into sort of like a panic mode kind of thing.
100%.
Okay, that's interesting. So one question that I've always like asked other people is like, are you natural? Because I look at you, like mashallah, I look at you, and I think I see it, and then I'm like, maybe not, but like, are you?
I am natural, 100% natural. I've never ever thought about sort of jumping on gear just because.
You've not even thought about it, no?
Never even thought about it. I've taken advice from people. I've seen people. I know some of my friends, not close friends, but people I know of that have hopped on cycles to whether it's just testosterone and it's affected them in multiple ways.
So how come you've decided to stay natural? Are you scared of the implications that you might get with them? Or?
No, I think my goal in life, especially from a bodybuilding perspective, is just have a good amount of strength and a good physique. And I feel like naturally I was able to attain that through good sort of nutrition, good workout, good diet. And I've sort of kind of always been happy with the way I look. Obviously, when I've gone over the board on the bulk, of course I'm not. But,
but that's the thing about being natural. Obviously, as another natural, I think it's just a lot harder to put on the size and stay lean.
Exactly.
And that's one thing that I would love to do, is just be able to get bigger and bigger and just keep that level of condition.
Exactly.
But it's just not sustainable for someone that's not on testosterone, not on the other 100%. Ones as well. And there's too many dangers for it, for me personally, to consider doing like cycles here and there. Because I've seen like what are the side effects, like acne, balding,
I don't want to be losing any hair or getting spots.
Do not want to. Listen, we need to keep the hair. Inshallah, you keep the hair as well. That's the thing.
That's probably my worst nightmare. So
it's mad because you'll lose hair from the top, but then you'll start growing more chest hair, more back hair, and then hair everywhere else. But you'll lose it in the one place that you actually don't want to lose it.
Exactly.
And obviously, you get the anger issues. There's steroid abuse as well.
Yeah.
Like there's so many implications that can go with it. So listen, I commend you. How long have you been training for now?
Roughly 12 years now. So 12 years.
How old were you?
I started when I was 17. I just turned 17.
Yeah.
And then that's it. That was my point where I thought, go heavy, go hard. That's it. So from there, ever since. The only break I took was in COVID, but even during COVID, I actually made some home workouts I could do.
Shall I tell them?
Picking up breaks. I made a tricep machine.
Shall I tell
Go
on. So, I didn't really know Uzzi much until COVID time, and am I going to get in trouble for saying that?
You might get in trouble for saying that. But that was only a one-off though.
So, a friend of mine, someone that I may or may not know, they managed to go to a gym during COVID, managed to train, and two people might have met each other and appreciated, we'd seen each other around, they'd seen each other around, and from there they had a really good workout.
That's
and
it.
Just sort of got to know each other more.
I remember that deadlift.
Oh my God. That's the first time that I seen you was in Pure Gym as well, the one in town. And I seen you deadlifting some mad weight, I seen you like squatting some mad weight. And the guy's level of conditioning, like muscle, your conditioning back then was crazy. It was crazy. Like I was even looking like I would love to look like that, honestly. And I hope that you look even better now that you're inshallah you look even better than that.
That's the point. That's the goal. Try getting that lean.
So how did you actually get through training during COVID? Even though we went to Aladdin gyms, we didn't go to gyms. You know what I mean? So
COVID, I actually made my own tricep machine. I got a bucket, attached the rope to it, put bricks in it. I nailed into a brick wall, and I put some grease on the nail, and so it could slide nice and easy. I was actually doing that video actually went quite viral. We got about 60k views on Instagram of that. Really?
We need to run that. You need to send me that video so that we can get it up on the screen right now. Just have a look at what he's doing right now and tell me that that's not flipping legit.
That fucking workout was amazing. Sorry for the language.
So that's where your engineering skills have just come in, haven't they? So you've always been quite like engineer minded.
Exactly.
From a young age, haven't you? You've always loved building things. You have to get into that kind of mode where you come up with an innovation because you're restricted.
Exactly.
We couldn't go to gym, so you sort of had to come up with your own sort of training.
You've got to get creative. Like how many push-ups, press-ups, and pull-ups can you do? I mean, you've got to get creative. I mean, at that point we were doing some construction work, so we had loads of bricks.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
That's what I was lifting. I had a video of me lifting loads of logs. I had bricks. I had everything there.
That reminds me of what I did. So luckily, I managed to get a barbell because I did a favour for a friend. I was still working throughout COVID.
Right. Okay.
So I was working in Bolton as a bus driver. Right. I was studying at University of Bolton, in sport rehab, and on the weekends I never got put on furlough. Like they needed people on weekends.
Wow.
So I used to travel there Saturday and Sunday, and because I was working in Bolton, a friend of mine asked me, look, this guy's selling some weights. Can you please get them for me? And because I'll just pass you a sweetener for it. Yeah. And he passed me like a 15 kilo barbell. I was like, okay, buzzing, no problem. I'm going to Bolton anyway, I might as well. So before work, I went there, got that, and then I managed to pick up some 15 kilo plates as well. So that was my kind of thing. I also had some 32.5 kilo pair of dumbbells. Yeah. Had a crap bench that I nearly died on because it was a really crap one. The pin sort of came undone, and then I just went flying back with weights, and I'm like, oh, flipping out. So that was interesting. Yeah. But what I used to do, I used to have some adjustable dumbbells. I've still got these, by the way. And I used to fill up the bag with adjustable dumbbells, put it on me, and then do front squats with 15 kilos on the bar. Yeah. And I think that must have added up to about 80 kilos or something like that. And I just used to do that at home.
See, that's what you got to do, don't you? That's what you got to do.
You have to come up with these innovative creations.
Make things do, because it was a year and a half long, that COVID period.
I don't know why they decided to close down gyms. Like, of all things, in order to strengthen up your immune system, in order to stay healthy, mentally fit, like the gyms were needed. Yeah, 100%. And I remember, shout out to Nick Calpa, I can't remember it, Nick Capo. Shout out to that guy as well, because he's the one that really made a push. 4 gyms being open during COVID, and even the Grenade, the protein
supplement
company that they've got with the cans and that, they even hopped behind the wheel and pushed it as well. Like shout out to these guys, because
when that gym opened, oh my!
How was your first session?
Crazy. I mean, well, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't a great session because I wasn't used to doing all these weights. I mean, I had a good session, but it wasn't the same. I looked at myself and I took my top off and looked at myself in the same mirror, which I did a year ago, and I was like, fuck's sake. I'll put on about 10, 15 kilos. I look a lot
not
flatter.
Strong as well,
exactly, I'm not stronger. Like
a year and a half of games just undone.
Exactly. I was like, this is back to day one, but alhamdulillah, when you stick it out, you get your strength back, your muscle memory.
But the thing is, you still trained as well. That's the thing. We still train. We managed to keep the foundation, and we never stop. This is the thing. Do you know when you've got like a vice, and you've got habits that are really beneficial for you, and you don't stop it? The discipline. Like, I didn't want to be training when it was winter time, when it was snowing, and it was raining outside, to train in a dark garage with no light, and just pushing some 32.5s on shoulders, and I'm like, what am I even training for?
Exactly.
And
it's just like
I'm so glad that I stuck to it, and I'm glad you did as well 100%. With the tricep push down. I mean, that's such a sick idea. I feel like you need to actually make that video again. So I'll is so many years after.
Yeah, 100%.
So let's see. I feel like we've just got sidetracked from that now. So say that people are wanting to start a gym. What advice would you give to people that are just starting out? Like, what kind of training they should be doing? Should they be focusing too much on the diet? Like, because I feel like many people overcomplicate things, and that's why they end up giving up sooner. And like, what kind of advice would you give them to be able to sustain and stay consistent? Because motivation just doesn't exist for the long run. You just get snippets. So what advice would you give to them kind of people?
I think first of all, get yourself into a gym. Whatever gym you like, whatever's closest to you, that's probably the best thing. If you're traveling half an hour to the gym, I'm 90% sure that one day you'll be like, oh, it's too far and I can't go.
What about people that get anxiety going to? Because I know of a lot of people that are anxious about stepping foot. They feel like everyone's staring at them, judging them, and you know, I go to the gym. I don't even look at these people. I appreciate the fact that they come to the gym, and then I get on with my own thing. But for the people that always get anxious. And don't really want to step foot into the gym yet, what kind of frameworks would you put in place for them to be able to start rather than joining the gym straight away?
Social media now is becoming massive. You can follow your favorite personalities on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, anywhere, and just sort of learn from there. If you don't know certain exercises, if you want to work on your overall body, you can go on YouTube and just write chest workout, or what do I do in the gym? How do I train? I think everyone's got that facility to sort of kind of. So
if I was to ask you, right, I've never been to the gym, but I don't want to go to the gym because I'm too nervous about it. I only want to train at home because I'm comfortable at home. Give me 4 exercises that I should do maybe 2-3 times a week, just so that I can start building some strength up at home, and then maybe I'll build up the confidence to go to the gym. I
think press-ups is one of them. You can do press-ups pretty much anywhere. Pull-ups is another one. You can get a pull-up bar from eBay for £10 that goes on your door frame. I think that's.
And you can even go to the park for that as well.
Exactly.
You can go to the park and
Park's
do some
another one. Park's another one. I think a lot of parks nowadays have these pull-up bars and little exercise machines where you can go on. So definitely them 2 exercises. You've got at home. You can do sit-ups. You can do burpees. So there's quite a lot of
burpees. Very underrated. So like squats and lunges. So what would be your 4 main exercises that you'd give to someone, just so that they're starting off and then get comfortable doing them 4 movements? So we've got press-ups.
We've got press-ups and pull-ups, definitely.
Pull-ups are going to be difficult for a newbie. So if they can't do pull-ups, what's something else that they could do?
Sit-ups, I think you can do anywhere.
Sit-ups, they could. Sit-ups beginner could do
very simple exercise to perform. Squats, you don't even need weights for.
Okay, so that's wicked. So that's so we've got a chest movement, an arm movement there. We've got sit-ups for the abs, the stomach, and then we've got squats, and that's for your lower body. One more. Burpees. You said burpees earlier.
Burpees are very good, especially if you're. I think burpees are pretty good, just because it works your overall body. you're starting off on the floor, you're doing a press up to a squat, then to a jump. So it's a full body movement.
Very versatile movement, that, yeah.
It is.
Okay, I think that's
it is a lot harder than you think, though.
Is it?
Yeah, I think if you can do 2, 3, but once you do 5 to 10, it does get difficult. Definitely.
Okay, so for a beginner, what kind of rep scheme would you suggest, and how long do you think their workout should be for? 10 minutes,
at home,
15 minutes?
I think 10-15 minutes is more than enough. Take 30 seconds, take a minute if you need, especially if you're a beginner. But just track it. If you on the first day, if you've done 10 sit-ups, next day try to do 11 or 12. Try to sort of compound onto that.
Yeah.
If you've only done 4 or 5 burpees the first day, try to move up and try to sort of compound on that as well.
Okay.
So always try to improve yourself. Yeah, I think that's the best way.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I've got 2 more questions for you. So, first of all, where can everyone find you? Are you on social media? So
I'm on every social media network you can find. Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. My name is Usman Uzzi Aslam. That's USMAN UZZI ASLAM. So same name that I've had that name for about 10-15 years now, so you can find me on all these.
Okay, so Usman Uzzi Aslam.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, lovely. And just last question now. Yeah. What advice would you give to your 18-year-old? So you're 28, aren't you?
I'm 28 now.
You're 28. Yeah. So what advice would you give to your 18-year-old self? What would you do differently, or would you keep things the same?
I think I'll definitely learn a bit more about nutrition. At that point, all I saw was protein, carbs, and a bit of fats. I didn't know anything about fats. I thought fats probably make you fat.
Yeah.
So it was mainly...
That's what I thought. I think everyone thinks that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought it was just protein, make sure you're getting all that protein in, and everyone knows about carbs. Carbs are everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think just a bit more information on that. I think I'd want to sort of read back on it, learn a bit more about that, and sort of improve.
Okay, thank you very much, man. Uzzi, thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate it. This is the first episode as well, yeah. I guarantee we're going to get this guy on again as well, because he is making movements in the online coaching space, and I guarantee a year from now he's going to be a completely different animal in the online coaching space, and just mentally, physically, spiritual wise, inshallah. Bro, I wish nothing but the best for you, inshallah.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you very much once again.
Thank you for having me.
And I hope you guys enjoyed the pod. Gyminist pod. Subscribe, like, share if you enjoyed, comment, please do share it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Salam.